Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. As you guys just saw, Gustavo pulled up, and as you guys already know from the title and thumbnail, we are installing the H&R lowering springs for the new G20. Something that is desperately needing, because just take a look at this wheel gap. I mean, I could fit my whole shoe just in the front, and then the rear is pretty much the same. You can fit a whole shoe in there. So this is definitely gonna help with that and get this car sitting a lot better. I already have the 15mm spacers in the rear and then the 12 in the front. So the wheels should be completely flush. And then until I get new wheels, I have something in the works. We are gonna be rocking with the OEM G20 wheels that originally came with the BMW, which aren't gonna look too bad because they do have some spacers, so they are gonna be flush with the body line. But yeah, shout out to Gustavo for pulling up. It is a warm day here in AZ. Things are starting to heat up. This is my first time actually running H&R lowering springs. I usually go with teen, tine, however you want to say it, more of like the JDM style lowering springs for, you know, the Nissans, Infinitis and all that. H&R, they look nice. They go with the theme, because I'm going with like the little hints of blue theme, I guess I would say. Because you got it like, it's not the exact same color of blue, but I'm sure it'll still look nice. And you won't be able to see it too much unless you get down there and look, but yeah, let's get to it. So check it. Gustavo's already putting in work, and we're gonna start with the front lowering spring on the passenger side. Up. Every time you jack up this car and you don't have it unlocked, the alarm goes off. So I'm gonna have to have keys on standby. These are what the OEM ones are looking like, and we are replacing them, like I said, with the H&R Sport lowering springs. And I believe this drops it 1.6 inches in the front and then 1.1 in the rear, if I'm correct on those. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on it, but I will list in the description below and probably talk about it. Alright, so check it. Gustavo just got done installing the first front passenger side lowering spring. We're going to do our first drop. It's not going to change that much because we need to change all three. Two in the rear and one on the front, but it might make a little difference right now. Oh, there goes the alarm. Gustavo's starting to work on the rear lowering springs. I am so hyped to see how the G20 is going to be sitting with the new lowering springs. I know I'm on the OEM wheels right now, but I am definitely going to be swooping some new wheels, whole new wheel setup for the new G20. You guys will just have to wait and see. But I definitely wanted to have my fitment perfect so that when I do throw on the new wheels, it will just be like right out of the bag, looking 100%. But yeah guys, H&R lowering springs, we're going to see how much of a difference they change once we get them all installed. I'm hyped guys, let's go. So we started with the passenger side, we're moving on to the driver's side, and once we got the driver's side, we can finally see how the H&R lowering springs made the G20. I'm so hyped guys, I know I keep saying it, but the OEM springs were not doing it. I just hated the wheel gap, and I know I have the OEM wheels on, but the lowering springs are gonna even make the OEM wheels look that much better with just having nice fitment. So big shout out to Gustavo. It is so damn hot today, and it's only gonna get hotter. So we're gonna start with the driver's side front. It's probably the most difficult, and then the rear, and then we should be all Gucci. guys, driver's front side. Up, alarm. And oh my gosh, just looking at the front, the lowering springs has definitely made a difference. I'm gonna throw in a clip right here so you guys can take a look of how much of a difference just the fronts have made. And this isn't even settled, guys. Like, these are just installed. Everyone that's installed lowering springs or coilovers know in just a couple days, this is gonna be a lot lower once they drive around, you know, once the weight settles. Definitely a huge difference. Take a look at that. Can't even fit my foot in there, and the fitment is looking flush. So nice. Let's take a look at the rear. Definitely dropped some. And now the only other side we have to do is the driver's side rear. We'll be all complete, guys. So hyped on this. The time has finally come, guys. I didn't film the last lowering spring getting installed to the rear because I didn't want to bore you guys with the same steps over and over. But Gustavo's about to tighten the lug nut on the rear wheel. We're gonna drop the G20. We're gonna get to finally see how the H&R lowering springs made the G20. So let's get to it. Last one, all complete. Let's go. Guys, just from me taking a look of how low the front lip looks, it is so much lower. I'm gonna have to definitely be careful with going up my driveway and not scraping that. Oh my gosh, I'm so hyped with how these look. And just 8 months ago, I was just taking a look. Gustavo was over here and we're installing my teens lowering springs to the G37. And those didn't even make that much of a difference right away, but they ended up settling and made a huge difference. But these ones already look that much lower. Let's take a look at the rear. Oh yeah, once these settle, guys, I'm actually thinking I'm gonna wait a couple days to show you guys at the end of this video so you guys can actually see how much lower these lowering springs made the G20, because then you guys will get a full look of what they actually can do. And if you guys are in the market, you guys can take a look for yourself and get some H&R lowering springs. But yeah, guys, so sick. What's good, what's good? It has now been a couple days, 5 days since we've last installed the H&R sports springs for the G20, and guys, it looks so much better. And it's actually been driving so much better, like taking turns and stuff. It doesn't feel like a boat and like so floaty. It actually feels like it's planted to the ground. Definitely been the biggest change with these springs. So glad I went with these H&R springs. I wish I would have done them a lot sooner because I actually feel like it's like more sporty, I guess I would say, and it actually just feels planted when I floored it and stuff, guys. I'm gonna go around the car right now so you guys can take a look of how the springs have settled. It's only been 5 days. Some people say it takes a little longer, but this is how it's been looking after 5 days. And as you guys can tell, there is a little bit of wheel gap, but these are just the OEM wheels. Once it gets a different offset wheels, some wider wheels, it's definitely gonna be filling out the gap some more and not be looking like that little gap. I mean, the little gap isn't bad at all. They definitely look really flush, but it could be a lot lower. I mean, for the springs and for the price, I think it looks absolutely amazing. Definitely not monster trucking it now. I'm gonna throw a picture on the screen right now what it looked like before, so you guys can just see a side-by-side comparison of how it looked like without the H&R springs. The biggest difference I would say is probably with the front lip. I definitely noticed how much lower the car is now with the front lip. The front splitter does rub a little if you go up like on a slanted driveway or anything like that, but it's not too crazy low, but definitely a lot lower than it was with the OEM springs. Here's the passenger side. As you can see, it's not like crazy low, guys. It's not like it's like a completely slammed, but like I said, it could settle a lot more, and this could actually drop maybe a few more like millimeters or whatever. Has a nice little poke right there. Check out the driver's side. Definitely a good mod for only spending 300 bucks, and now my fitment looks a lot better. The OEM wheels look a lot better. But if anyone's watching and has a G20 is running the same H&R springs, let me know in the comments below. You guys can even vouch for me how much of a change these springs have made the driving experience with this car. It just feels so much more planted now. And guys, I'm gonna let you on a little secret right now. Your boy Steezy already swooped some wheels. Like I said, it's been a couple days since we've last installed the H&R springs on the G20, and it's given me some time to swoop a new set of wheels. And I'm gonna give you guys a little hint right now. I'm not gonna show you guys the full design or the colors. So I have this picture in black and white, but it is a wheel brand I have always wanted to own. It's like one of my dream wheel companies. I've wanted to own a set of wheels, and I thought it was only right to get these wheels for the G20. But I'm gonna show you guys right now just a little hint and see what that brand is saying right there, guys. Vossen wheels. That's right, your boy Steezy swooped some Boston wheels for the G20. I am so hyped, guys. I got such a crazy deal on them, and I cannot wait to show you guys what wheels I swooped for the G20. I think they're gonna look amazing on the G20. Absolutely just fit it perfect of how I'm trying to make this G20 V1 look like, because I do have a livery in mind, and that'll be like V2 of this build. And I'm looking so forward to making that new video, because the next video after this one is gonna be me putting the new wheels on the new G20, and I'm looking so forward to it. Oh my god, it's gonna look so sick, guys. I know a lot of you are gonna dig the new Boston wheels on the new G20, and I can't wait, guys. Next video, I hope to see a lot of you guys tuning in and commenting. Comment on this video, guys, if you're tuning in. I will always reply back. If you guys have any questions or just want to tap into your boy Steezy. Shout out to everyone who stayed tuned to the end of. You guys are real ones for real, and so much new content coming out, guys. 2024, we out here this year, guys. Let's go.
Think online, cause I move like a spy. Got my brother right, hey, I mean rich shit. Got my brothers right, cause I put them on weird shit. Yeah, man, they raining on me. Pop out the summer, it's raining on me. I can tell that I'm built for this shit, cause they buying this swag, and I know that they waiting on me. Big I be 12 in the front, and the bitch in the back, she shaking it, raining on me. Running up, smoking exotic. Penthouse view, get private. Homemade rap.